my name is EmbryAnna Schluter. I am 16 years old and I am from Centennial. I have learned while growing up in Washington that often what is being said to the population is not the reality of the situation. With that being said, what ways has Washington been able to uphold the state side of the bargains with the tribes, or has the state not been doing that? And how do you think that needs to be changed with how the state as a whole communicates with the tribes?
That's a really great question, EmbryAnna, and thank you for asking that. So the 29 federally recognized tribes that we have in Washington are sovereign nations. That means that they have a relationship as a sovereign and independent nation with the federal government. That said, of course, we overlap in territory and we overlap and share the resources in the land in the state. And so it's important that we have a really good relationship with tribes. One thing that we do is something called the Centennial Accord. It's an agreement that was signed 35 years ago in 1989, where we convene with tribes and the state governor leads that engagement, but we also have our state agency leaders. So we can get together and talk about healthcare, natural resources, transportation, all the issues that matter to tribal citizens that are also residents of the state of Washington. I think the relationship that we have with tribes is ongoing. It's distinct for every tribe, of course, and the issues that arise are really dependent on the time as well. So I would say that the state of Washington, is certainly in conversation, is always working to improve relationships, and is in constant communication to make sure that we are doing so, that we are improving, and that we're changing with the times.
That's a great question. Yesterday in my caucus, we had a tribe come in, and one of the tribal elders talked about how 55 years ago, he's been working with the state legislature for 55 years, and he talked about how 55 years ago, basically the state and tribes were not partners whatsoever. They didn't work together. They were opposite sides on a lot of issues. And his name was Mr. Tenasket. He's out of, I believe, the Colville tribe. And it was great to hear yesterday in caucus he was thanking us for the work that the state now does. Not everything is perfect. We still have a long way to go. We still have fish barrier programs that we need to do. We have culvert issues that need to be taken care of. But in terms of making sure that tribes feel listened to, that tribes feel like they have negotiating power and that they're at the table, I would say that this state has made tremendous strides. The other thing that Mr. Tenasket pointed out was that Washington State, in his opinion, right now, is the leader in the entire United States in working with tribes. And when he goes across the country, he talks about the work that himself and all the other tribes, the other 29 tribes, are able to do with the state of Washington. I have the opportunity of being the tribal liaison for the Republican caucus. So every Monday at 3:30, I meet with a number of tribes to listen to the issues and to try to work and advocate for those issues. So it's been a great honor to carry the torch. That torch was given to me by our previous leader, who's now retired, J.T. Wilcox. But Rep. Wilcox did a tremendous job working across the aisle and also making sure that he worked with tribes to bring all three together, which was Republicans, Democrats, and tribes. So I'm really proud of the work that this state has done. We still have a long way to go. There's still a lot of issues that we need to hammer out, but for right now, I would say the trajectory of making sure that we have their priorities taken care of is the forefront of what we're working on and what we're trying to accomplish in the legislature.